Hey team, this is Luke with Crusader Machining. Welcome back for another video. Are you in the industry of CNC machining or manufacturing, or are you considering getting into the field? If so, do you ever find yourself wondering, in what direction is this field heading? Where are we going to go in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years? Also, everyone hears the buzzword automation. Automation this, automation that. I'm going to give my take in this video on where I think the industry is headed and how we implement automation and how you can too to get ahead in this competitive field. I'm going to go over a few things in the beginning, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to give my take on where I think the machining world is headed. So follow along, leave your comments. What do you think? So first, let's talk automation. In our field that we know now, CNC machining, in the foreseeable future and the distant future, we're not going to be using less technology. Automation in CNC machining is the use of robotic systems, sensors, and intelligent software to reduce human intervention in tasks like loading, unloading parts, tool changes, and quality checks, leading to increased consistency, reduced labor costs, minimal downtime, and higher productivity, all at the same time of minimizing human hands in the process. That would be a good, concise definition for automation. It sounds pretty complicated. Most people think of fancy robots and gantries, unloading, loading, but it's not limited to just that. Automation is anything that we could do to facilitate a given process. So we're going to dive a little bit further into automation right now and a few ways that we use it in our shop to manufacture parts. One way that we can implement automation further than just robots and stuff like that is in quality. Take a part like this, for instance, instead of inspecting everything with optical comparator, pitch mics, stuff like that, we're able to pop the part on, hit start, it's going to measure it, and it's going to let us know what's good and bad. We got a few dimensions here that are good, whole bunch are bad. The operator will then take that data back to the machine and make the necessary adjustments. Automation and quality control. Another development in automation pertaining to quality control will be CMM, or a coordinate measuring machine. I don't have a part here that we could run. We're getting the gauge calibrated very soon, but just to show it, CMM, you can pop a part in here, hit the software, cycle start. Of course, it's got to be programmed by a qualified programmer, but it'll check a lot of different features for you based upon your customer print, customer requirements, and how you program it. Not sure what that is. But CMM, in addition to the vision system, is a way of implementing automation for quality control. Consider when I'm thinking of something new we could do, or how we can improve something, excuse me, increase the bottom line, increase efficiency, increase our throughput time. Automation. Here's an example of automation that may not seem like it to everyone, but it is. Chip conveyor. Some of our machines, we do not have a chip conveyor. And what we have to do, like you'll see right here as our machine is running, that's our chip pan. As we're running, or we let the machine sit and let the oil drain down, we have to stop and pull the chips out. Now, that's not horrible. We bought the machine used without a chip conveyor on it, and it's not horrible, but it takes that operator time. You need 2 hands and a warm body to take those chips out. But with this chip conveyor, it's simple, but it's automation. It's automating the process of cleaning the chips out of the machine. Now, the reason I bring that up is the context of the video is, where do I think that manufacturing is going? I believe in the years to come, and it's going to basically hit us like a tsunami now, the idea of automating every operation. So instead of having an operator pulling chips out of there, we're going to get a chip conveyor. And then we're going to further improve that process of chip removal from the machines. And so if your goal is to get into the industry, learn automation. Learn ways in which you can improve your process so your hands can be writing a program or checking a part or setting up another machine versus cleaning out a chip conveyor. I'm sure everyone has heard that buzz term. It's been a buzzword in our industry for a long time. And a lot of times when people hear automation, they think fancy. Well, this bar feed right here is not very fancy, but it helps to automate this machine, this process, my job, the job of the operator. This tool of automation called a bar feed automates our process so that this machine can run unattended for more than one cycle at a time. Now, bar feeds or bar pullers have been around in our industry for a long time. Before we had them, and by long time I mean I used to run a Brown & Sharp screw machine with something called a LIPE, L-I-P-E. It's very similar to what we have now, but it was all mechanical. I think there was a couple pneumatic components on it, but no computers, no electronics, all mechanical. It ran off dogs, switches, and levers. If you don't know what a dog is, you can look that up online. Some of the beginning first automation was using dogs on cam-driven screw machines and multi-spindles. It's a way that it's like a little lever that'll hit something, will hit a switch, and cause another step of the process to automatically occur. But what this bar feed allows us to do is when I hit cycle start, the stop comes down, it pushes the bar into the stop. I'm going to show it in just a moment. It allows the machining to occur. After that, the sub spindle comes and grabs the part, transfers it over to the sub, finishes it. Another set of automation is the parts conveyor. Hopefully you're not getting motion sick. It's the parts conveyor right here. As the machine is running, there's an M code, part drops down. And I'll show, it's pretty obvious, but I'll show all that in just a moment. But those are steps of automation. A bar feed to load the material automatically, a part conveyor to dump the part out automatically, but also one of the biggest steps of this automation is that sub spindle. The spindle will come up, transfer the part, pull it back, continue machining on the sub side. Automation. This thing can run, as long as I do my job well, it can run for quite a long time unattended. Of course, based on your material, surface finish requirements, tolerances, so on and so forth. Well, let's check that out. So what you're going to see here momentarily is the bar feed pushing the material. There it goes, pushes it over, it hit the stop, it retracts. Now we're going to see that same view, but inside the machine. Goes up to the stop. That's the overall length of my part, plus a little bit. So the sub spindle is going to come up what we call a part transfer. It's going to transfer and cut off. Now the sub spindle is going to go back, what we call back home. And now you have your part in the sub that's ready for your next operation. Dump the part in the basket. Basket comes in. Now we'll see our part come out. Hopefully.
Anytime now.
There we have it. One of the beauties of automation is what I'm about to do now. So automation, a lot of people will think that it is simply something physical or mechanical, but what I would consider automation, to go one step further, maybe it's not the stereotypical automation we know, but this, what I'm about to do. I got a print, wherever my print happens to be. I have a print here, and I need to write a program. So I could get my calculator, my pen, pencil, hope for the best and see what I could do. Or I can open up my system here, draw my model. As you can see, solid model is drawn. I could take that solid model, let's fast forward, dump it into my CAM software, and boom, here's what I got. I can take a look at, and I can lay out all my different operations, my threading, my rough turning, my finish turning, and do all of my changes here that I have to. Let's zoom in real quick. And there we go. And I can watch my operation run. Now, am I what you would call a CAM expert? No. I know it. I know it pretty well. So here's our operation running. Drilling, turning, secondary drill. And you can watch everything it's doing kind of in real time. And if there's something you don't like, you address it here. Little single point thread. And lay out all the operations of what you want to do. And say there's something you don't like. I don't have to go crazy and rewrite everything. I can come here to my operations or my tools, change a tool if I need to. Right here, boom. Change the tool, change the geometry, change the radius, pop, program updates. And so this is what I would, this is where in my perspective, this is where the industry is going. And I love the idea of longhand programming. I talk about it a lot on my channel. I know how to longhand program a job like this. I could longhand program it no problem. But you're prone to errors, maybe a little bit of a mistake, fat fingering something when you're typing into the computer. Post-processor is where the industry is going. Now, I'm well over 40, well, not well over 40, but I'm over 40, so it's a little bit past my time to say, well, I'm 21 years old entering the industry. What is it that I want to do? If you're entering the industry now, it's important to know how to program. And I'm going to stand by that statement. I will die on that hill. But, and this is a big, big but, this is where it's going. Learn CAD, CAM, automate your programming. Now, I don't think that AI is ever going to do what we do. Maybe sometime down the line, but I don't think so. Learn CAD, CAM, understand the program, understand the tools, machining principles, because drawing your model here, importing it into here, is the future of our industry. And one last little thing I wanted to cover. Those are drawn from my daughter. So those are a few ways that we and a lot of other shops implement automation into their process. Now, where I think the industry is going to be headed is more and more automation. I think the industry is going to automate processes that 5 years ago we didn't think that we could automate. If I had to put my money on it, for instance, let's go back to the whole CAD CAM, I think we're going to go to a point where you could take your cell phone, take a picture of a part, upload it, and it'll generate a model. I'm not a programmer. I don't know a lot about the whole IT world, but I hear that there's some companies developing now how you can scan a print, a drawing from your customer, and it'll draw up a solid model. Of course, there'll be tweaks and headaches and hurdles here and there, but I think that's going to be one of the big things to automate, actually drawing out the model. Take a picture or scan in a drawing from a customer. It's going to save you that time to draw a model. Now, in simple parts, that really doesn't matter, but on high complex parts with a lot of different features, it can save a lot of time. And it can minimize the chance of something being inaccurate. And then I think that the CAD CAM companies are going to take that and implement right into the CAM. I hear some CAM softwares do that now where it can kind of auto-generate features or guess on what tool paths you would want to do. If there's someone watching this that knows, leave a comment down below. I know CAD CAM, but I'm not an expert with all the new developing technology out there. So just to continue, where I think the industry is going is automation. Out with the old, in with the new. If you're just starting in the industry or want to start in the industry, I would advise becoming versed in CAD CAM, becoming versed in automation. Sub-spindles, and not just robots and the buzzword AI. Sub-spindle machining, the concept of one and done. A machine that can make everything in one op, whether or not that's milling, turning, a combination of both. Learn to draw models, learn to program with CAM software, understand sub-spindle technologies, chip conveyor, part conveyor, high pressure coolant, mist collectors for your machines, so on and so forth. Eventually we're going to be to the part where there's going to be very little human intervention on the machine, aside from making sure that you have enough material in your bar feed, making sure that your chips are cleaned out from your chip conveyor, inspecting quality. And I think that's going to be another thing that we do more of. Automated in-process inspection. If I had to put my money on it, that's where I think the industry is headed. So now my question to you, where do you think the industry is headed? More technology, less? Basically where we're at now, just things looking cooler? Leave a comment below, subscribe, share the video. You can find me on TikTok, of course here on YouTube and Instagram. Give a follow, like, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.